Hey everyone, welcome back to West Coast Mopars. Today I'm just headed to our weekly beach meet. We meet down at Qualicum Beach on Vancouver Island every nice Tuesday evening through the nice weather, summer or spring to fall, I guess. So I'm just taking my 57 Dodge Royal Lancer this time, and I figured I'd just give you guys a ride along in this thing. It's a pretty neat car. You don't really ever see them. I've never actually seen another one driving around. You see some in magazines and pictures, but you just don't see these things. So, show you how it operates here. So, push drive, and I always pull the e-brake. Take it. That's the parking brake is the only way to park the car. It doesn't have park as an option. It just has the parking brake. So. I like to release the parking brake after I put it in gear so it doesn't clunk super loud when it shifts. And this speedometer is pretty neat. It's like a bunch of red bars. And the faster you go, the more they come up. So I'll show it again when we get on the highway here. The mirror, everybody always likes the mirror because it's down low, but it's pretty useless. It basically just looks at the package tray in the back under the window. So this car came ordered with a 325 Poly, and this is the Super Red Ram. So in 56, the Super Red Ram was the Hemi, but in 57, the Super Red Ram was the 4-barrel 325. The Red Ram would have been the 2-barrel, and then the D500 would have been the Hemi. So yeah, there's that speedometer. Oh, well, you can see it in the glare there, but so the speedometer's off a little bit because I did put, the car actually came ordered with 3.5s, but I do drive it quite a bit, long distances. So with 14-inch wheels, you can only get such tall of a tire. It's like a 70 series. I ended up putting 2 9s in the back just because I didn't want to rev this thing up super high on the highway. So to bring the RPMs down, I put 2 9s in the back. So the speedometer gear is still for the 3.5, so it is a little bit different, but it's not too bad. But everybody stares at this thing. Everybody drives by going, what the heck is that thing? Which is perfect. I don't want to drive something like a 55 Chevy that everybody's seen 30 of them, and you see 30 just at one car show. This car came equipped, still has it, with power brakes and power steering. So the power brakes, it says it on the brake pedals, it's power brake. And then the power steering, you got that special little horn button there. The manual steering didn't say power steering, obviously. So steering wheel could use some work. Got pictures of this car from the guy I bought it from. He bought it actually new, I think, in 1957. The car's from Idaho, and he imported it. But the steering wheel could probably use some work. I think it all used to be, the whole thing used to be black, and then somebody's had the top redone and had it white, so it was white and black. But all the gauges work. Fuel gauge. Well, the ammeter reads decharging, but that's because I changed the wiring. This car had a generator, and when I drove it home, when I bought it, it actually melted, and the wiring went with it. So I replaced the wiring, but I didn't run it back through the ammeter behind the gauge cluster. So it always reads now that it's not charging, but it is. I did put a voltmeter in the glove box just so I know for my own sake. Alright, I just pulled into our spot here. I had a little bit of a mishap at the gas station. Looks like if I fill the tank all the way, it actually leaks somewhere, so I'll have to probably drop the tank. And hopefully it's not a pinhole. Man, these gas tanks for these things, my buddy had to buy one recently and it was like $1,200 because I just don't make them. So hopefully that's okay. Alright, I'm just about to leave our meet here. So we just meet down Qualicum. You got the beautiful ocean right there. There was just a guy talking to me just there, just before I got in the car. How rare this car is. He's never seen one. He's asking all kinds of questions. It doesn't matter where you go. They always want to talk about this thing. So the neat thing with this car, one of my favorite parts, is when you start it, the key doesn't turn any further. You just basically turn the ignition on, and then this button, this is neutral. You hold neutral and that engages the starter. Looks like there's a convertible Chevelle coming. So this car used to be, it was originally red and white, and where all the blue is, that was red. So at some point, I think they said 1982, the car was stripped down and painted the blue. And I mean, they did everything, right? They did the dash, all the doors, the door trim, and then the door panels. I think, obviously they were redone. I don't love the armrests. I wish the armrests were probably like a vinyl. They've done sort of this cloth kind of stuff on it. Same with the door panels. Very, reminiscent of like the mid 80s. Sort of like, let's just let's just use cloth. And there's vinyl in the center there, right? But they did keep the original seats with the dip and everything. The back seat's missing like the Lancer emblem that goes in the vinyl above the seat. The carpet, you know, it's got some wrinkles and stuff, but for what it is, I mean, it's got 88,000 original miles. It's got the original 325 poly, original push-button transmission. It's a torque flight, so it's a 3-speed. The power flight would have been a 2-speed. But I did change the rear end. I put a 8 3/4 out of a 70 New Yorker in it, which is basically a direct bolt-in. And I did put disc brakes on the front years ago. Those are the Scarebird disc brakes. I don't even know if you can get them anymore, but they just use like, I don't know, it's like S10 calipers and Cordova rotors and Eldorado brake hoses, you know, that whole thing. But, and I put an alternator on it. Like I said, the generator wiring had melted, the generator seized. But aside from that, I haven't touched this thing. I did raise the seat up a little bit. It was way lower before, and I was like an old man looking through the steering wheel before, so I'd probably still raise it up a little bit. But I just looked underneath when I left there, and the gas tank is not leaking, so that is excellent news. I'll have to I'd still like to figure out why it was leaking at all, but at least it's not still leaking. Another neat thing on the car is the ashtray. So this is the ashtray. You just push it, spins around, there's your ashtray. The heater controls is actually down here. This guy, I know it looks like an aftermarket piece the way it's bolted on the bottom, but that's just how they did it. Slide it to the right, that's your heat. Slide it left, that's off. So, or cool and off. Yeah, gauges all work good. Temp gauge works. Oil pressure always holds around 40 to 50 pounds, at least according to the gauge. Gauge could be off, but I think the middle one was an optional clock. I didn't get that. I might look in my parts cars and see if there's a clock. If there is, I'll stick it in here just because. Fuel gauge is accurate. I just filled the tank. And this is your headlights. This is actually the map light. So, see it on there. And if you turn it to the left, it does those dome lights up there. Right, so. This is defrost. You just turn it and it opens the vent for the defrost. B is blower. This is the wipers up here, and this is the cigarette lighter. So, the radio does not turn on. It may work. This car has dual antennas, and the dual antenna wiring is actually laying in the trunk next to the dual antennas. It's not run up through underneath the carpet, and I haven't bothered trying because I highly doubt the radio would work. Alright, well I'm back at the shop here, so just about to put the car in the shop. Thanks for watching, everyone. Just thought I'd do show the car driving around. I haven't really done much of that, so I drive this thing all the time. I just never think to take the camera with me or show where I'm going or anything. So yeah, thanks for watching. This is one of my all-time favorite cars that I have. See you on the next one.